All right, so in this video, we're going to talk about school supplies that you will need with the Robinson curriculum. And I'm going to take you from the very basic minimum to some more fun things you can add on if you'd like. So very basic, what do you absolutely need? Well, pencils and paper. You can use notebook paper in a binder, or you can get notebooks like this. Also, something that I recommend is graph paper when it comes to doing math, and that's something you can put in their notebook as well. Each child of mine has a binder with some graph paper for math and some loose paper for essays or notebooks like this, and a master list of the book list where we keep track of the books that they've read. And I'll show you that in the next video. But as far as school supplies, really, this is all you need. Done. Now let's talk about a few extras that are just for convenience sake. You don't absolutely need them. Again, it's just convenience. And that is math flashcards. Now again, they come included with the Robinson curriculum, the flashcards that you print out, but maybe you don't want to print out or laminate or fold. These are very inexpensive on Amazon. So I'll put a link to that below. Multiplication, subtraction, addition, division, all right here. Another thing that I personally really love and recommend if your child gets tired of doing flashcards all the time is this Flashmaster little computer thing. And this is just for math problems. You hit start, you could do multiplication, division, subtraction. There's levels 1 to 10, and then you just hit start. And they do the answer right here, see? And then it goes on to the next one. And so it just kind of keeps going. There's lots of settings on this. This is a really cool way to work on your math facts. Kids love little things like this, especially if they don't get electronic devices, they don't use computers or laptops or iPads, then that's really gonna get their attention. It's fun. So that's just one thing that I recommend. Another thing that I personally really like for memorizing your math facts are books like this, Addition the Fun Way. They have these number stories that really stick in your head. For example, this one, the 3B stings the girls at the 7th Street Park, so they go to the 10 Fix-It Men to get a Band-Aid. So there's different characters in here, you get to know them, and there's number stories. So this is a very effective way for my children to memorize their math facts. And again, you could just get this anywhere. You can get this on Amazon. Again, you don't need anything. You have flashcards already included to print out with the Robinson curriculum. And there's also Ray's Arithmetic that you can print from RC Online. The goal is for your children to memorize their math facts, and you can do that just with the flashcards that are provided with the curriculum. However, if you'd like to mix it up, add in a little variety, then that's where the flashcards, the Flashmaster, the Addition book comes into play. But again, you don't need it. Those are just some extra recommendations. All right, so we talked about math, we talked about writing. Let's talk about the books. What supplies you need as far as the books. If you're buying the books, obviously you don't need anything if you're using an e-reader. However, if you're printing your own books, there are a couple recommendations that I have for you. Let's talk about the simplest way to bind books, and that is just hole punching them and putting them in a binder. Now, this is really helpful when it comes to the beginning books, the McGuffey readers or the Josephine Pollard Bible book. I printed that one full size because it was great for beginning readers, and it is a lot to print out, which is why the Epson printer is so handy. So that's the easiest thing you could do. Hole punch and put it in a binder. The next most cost-efficient way and very popular among RC families is to make little books like this. Now, this is very easy to do, and I have a video I will link below on how you can do this yourself, step-by-step tutorial. And I've improved a little bit on my method from that video. Really, the only thing that made that difference was a hole puncher like this. The first hole puncher that I used did not have this ruler, so the holes weren't exactly lining up. I had to trim in a couple places, but if you just have, and see, I got this for $3 at the thrift shop. If you have a 2-hole puncher like this with the ruler, that will help you to make the book straight like this. Okay, so all you need to make a book like this is, again, the hole puncher, and also these very affordable 2-hole prongs that I bought on Amazon. You could buy it at any office supply store, but these are very affordable. You will get I'm still on the first box. And so you just hole punch them, put the prongs on, and then I use this bookbinding tape to just cover up the prongs right here. It's an added step. You don't have to. It just makes it look a little bit nicer. I write the title on the spine so you can see it when it's on the bookshelf. This is The Tale of Solomon Owl, and here we have our hero, U.S. General Grant. And so other people have done much nicer jobs than I have. This is just very basic, very simple, but it works. And so very easy to do. Another easy way to bookbind is comb binding. I have a comb binding machine, and I have a video on how I was comb binding some materials from the RC online section, the Book of Knowledge kind of instructional manual. So I'll link that below and you can see a step-by-step tutorial on that. But it's very easy, very self-explanatory. And as you can see, that's what I did with the Alpha Phonics book. It really, I think, depends on what it is that you're printing, which method you want to use. Obviously, for a book, this is a nice way of doing it. If you're doing something like this, a manual, something that you need it to be nice and big, you're teaching somebody how to read, then full-size option is really nice. And I would do this for some of the first few books just so they can see it nice and big. Okay, so that's really it when it comes to school supplies that you need. You might, like I said, get them a binder where you can put graph paper, notebook paper, maybe a little pencil pouch. And we'll talk about some of the printables that you may also want to include. But as far as school supplies that you need, that's really it. And I even showed you a few extra recommendations. So stay tuned for the next video on getting organized.